gift cards. You can also use that to contribute to websites. For instance, there's this particular content creator, you really love their content, you can use the BAT token to reward them for, their content and all of those things. So the Web3 iteration prioritizes decentralization, like we said before. It emphasizes on user ownership and transparency. Hence, it fundamentally reshapes how we interact, create, and transact online. Of course, you know that in the Web3, whatever interaction you have online is referred to as a transaction. Now, transactions are not just when you have to pay for goods and services. Um, your interactions on the web, you get to sign them. For instance, there's this mails, the eat mails and all of those other Web3 kinds of mails. You have to sign transactions for them. So yeah. Um, what is the blockchain? Blockchain is a shared immutable ledger that facilitates the process of recording transactions in a network. So it's more or less like the technology on which you can record the transactions that are carried out in the Web3 space. It is the technology on which the Web3 is built. So there's almost like no Web3 without the technology on which it's built. Web3 is not the blockchain technology, and the blockchain technology is not Web3. However, it's a symbiotic relationship that the Web3 is built on top of the blockchain technology. The blockchain technology is what enables the Web3 to have the decentralized nature it has, to have the transparency it has, to have the trustlessness that it has, and so many other features that the Web3 So how is Web3 making everyday products more seamless? We're going to start with the technology. The use of the blockchain technology makes payment for goods and services more seamless. So with traditional methods of payment, there are usually issues with delay of transactions. I don't know. Is there anyone who has tried to maybe send money abroad before? Okay, like let me not say before, but let's say even now, send money using maybe like MoneyGram or some of these other traditional methods of sending money. How many days does it take on an average? Hello? How many days does it take on an average? Yeah, I'm asking a question like, how many days does it take on an average for you to send money to someone in, let's say, another part of the world using a traditional method of, you know, transfer? Yeah. Sometimes you have to wait for as long to get the money on this person. You may not want to wait that long. You may not even have that much time to, execute your transactions or to execute your business. So yes, the first thing that the blockchain helps to eradicate using its technology to make life more seamless, to make everyday products more seamless, is the technology itself, which ensures that for things like payments, it goes seamlessly without so much time delay. And then it reduces the high cost of transacting. It also reduces issues of double spending or fraud cases where you have to verify you have sent a particular amount of money and there's an issue with network or blah blah blah, and the money is not able to go. So such issues are really, really reduced to the barest minimum. Not as though in in blockchain now there may not be fraud cases. Of course there could be, but to compare with the traditional, systems, it's so reduced, right? And then secondly, um, the trustlessness of the system ensures for seamlessness. The use of smart contracts, first and foremost, makes agreements and contracts binding without the need for third parties, thereby reducing cost of litigation of doing business among contracting parties. Now, to explain this, it means that if Mr. A and Mr. B want to have a business, you know, they don't need, of course, we have heard about lending and bonds. They don't need to have a third party come in to say, okay, oh, you guys have to sign an agreement that Mr. A must pay Mr. B. Do you understand? Because of the trustlessness of the system, it ensures that smart contracts are written to avoid anybody needing to trust anybody. So the smart contracts are written in such a way that if conditions A, B, C is met, the smart contract executes itself. So Mr. A borrows money from a particular protocol, and he or she is required to pay that money in 2 days. So long as 2 days come to be, the smart contract will execute that trade. Whether you want it or not, whether you triggered it or not, it is self-executing. Yeah, self-executing. I don't know if that English is correct, but yeah, it's self-executing, right? So if you borrow, say $10, and you have like an asset of $15 locked up somewhere as um what do they call this thing now? As in houses they call it, is it mortgage now? No. I think in houses may be called mortgage. I don't know. I can't remember the exact word that can be used for that. You keep that as a guarantee that if this money goes below this amount, if this particular amount of money you borrowed for this business goes below this amount, it can trigger itself for that your asset. So it can be used to repay back that loan that was borrowed. Do you understand? And smart contracts can also be drafted for so many other purposes beyond lending and borrowing. So you can have smart contracts for real estate, you can have smart contracts for as many use cases as possible. Then the third one is data ownership. Web3 facilitates effective coordination between data owners, data stewards, and other stakeholders involved in data management. This streamlined approach ensures that data-related activities align with organizational objectives, leading to improved data quality, consistency, and reliability. This is an absolute fail for developers and content creators alike. Users get to own their data also. Consumers get to decide what content they like to see and get paid for their attention as well. Like I explained before, attention is not free, right? So if big companies like Facebook, Google can be using your attention to make money, it is a no-brainer to give back the powers to those that have this attention, those that own the attention. If I focus on your product for 30 minutes, I should be rewarded for that. I should decide what content I want to focus on. My data should, you know, okay, it like I said, it's an absolute pay for developers. For instance, if developers want to say create a product and they need a particular set of data, accessing this data might not be as easy as it is in Web3, as it will be like it's easier in Web3 than it will be in Web2. Do we get? Because all these big multinational companies, they may be, having issues with data privacy, blah, blah, blah. And some of them might even want you to pay huge sums of money, just like selling your attention, where they would require you to pay for ads, pay for, you know, all of those ads, yes, basically, pay for those ads for you to be able to access data to build systems or to build, you know, um, products. And then the next one is decentralization. Are we still here? All right. So the next one is decentralization. One area where decentralization makes the seamlessness of everyday products possible is in the health sector. Imagine how frustrating it would be for someone who probably doesn't have any family member in a particular location where he's living, falls sick, and maybe he's, you know, in coma or in a state where he cannot express himself. If that patient is taken to the hospital, they will have to start running all the, of course, normally you should run all the basic tests and all those things. But then having the health history of this person would go a long way helping health practitioners to understand the kinds of drugs to administer to them and then the kinds of drugs that they have been used to or the kinds of drugs that they take when certain historical health issues arise again. So for instance, my sick dad can go from Benue, where he's based, and come to Abuja and he's having a particular health issue. I will not have me to go and start running all the tests from scratch to factor what is wrong with him. If his health data is stored on the blockchain, it's easier to pull it up. It's easier to track his health from when a particular illness started, like when he first developed that illness, till the stage where it currently is, and then know what kinds of drugs to administer to him, and of course know the kinds of drug he has been used to, because again, certain people can take certain drugs and it's fine for the same illness. And then another person takes that same drug for that same illness and he or she has a problem. Of course, we also know about things like allergies, you know. So in the health sector, having a decentralized system can help, you know, people to understand. Also, it would also help for researchers. It will also help researchers to be able to, carry out research and get more accurate outcomes for their research. So you're carrying out a research, for instance, and with the blockchain system, right? It is transparent and decentralized. So you're able to access data, but you don't know who owns this data. You're able to access, you're able to see transactions on the blockchain, but you don't know information belongs to. It is the owner of that data that decides who he wants to share the details of the ownership of that data. So, so with researchers, they're able to understand, okay, we can collect information from samples ABC and then study their different samples and see the progression of certain kinds of illnesses and see it just helps in accuracy basically. It just helps to give more accuracy to the data that people are able to collect, and it helps to enhance research outcomes basically. um besides the health sector, even with content creators, centralization helps them keep more of what they deserve. So you're creating content. And I feel like one of the highest paid social media platform is YouTube that pays about, is it 30, 70? I can't remember the sharing quota right now. But yeah, I feel like that the highest um, they're the social media platforms that pay the highest. But content creators are the ones that help these platforms to stay afloat, right? So they should keep more of what they earn and not the other way around, right? So yeah, it also helps for content, helps content creators and all of that. And then we have transparency. Transparency makes data authentication possible. Hence, users do not need to trust the local merchant who tells them this one is the original focus. There was this time that we had a lot of issues with about people. So this wine were from their abroad and selling it. And it was so crazy because people were pulling up cans of Malta Guinness and they were tagging Guinness Global and Guinness Nigeria on Twitter that which of these cans is the original Malta Guinness. Now Web3 actually helps to evade, like remove these doubts because you can simply just have a scannable code that people can easily use their phones to scan and see, is this product original? Is this product coming from the company? Is this, like, it's such a no-brainer. It helps us to be safe. It helps companies to be transparent with the year of production, the time of production, the content of the product. You know, if you're someone who is health conscious, health conscious, for instance, you don't want to be taking more than a particular amount of calories, or you don't want to be taking particular more than a particular amount of protein. You're able to adequately and accurately, calculate your calorie consumption, calculate the amount of food you eat, and all of those other things, right? So yeah, finally, real world applications for Web3 technology. Are we still here? Oh, I am just wrapping away. All right. Any questions for me? Questions for me? Are we enjoying the session? All right. I am laughing because it was like a pandemic. It was like a pandemic. I know someone who literally bought an iPhone 14, yeah, and in about 6 months, the screen of his iPhone was already having problems. It was already shaking, and it was due to the tap tap tap, right? See, honestly, um, this is not really too hard to understand, and I feel like it's because a lot of us don't even understand the economy behind some of these airdrops that we're seeing around. That's why we keep we keep pushing ourselves over the board. In this perspective, right? For instance, the hamster combat 50 million users currently. I want to bring this to perspective. If they as much as give $1 to every $50 million, the world might share to be. Because it's most likely until we understand the economy, we may not, be seeing the big picture just from the perspective of, oh, money, so most some of those other, no doubt, but kindly the population. Second, as this company even raised money, and nobody is giving out anything for free. If they are giving you, they are receiving the behind the scene, right? So understand what you're giving them versus what they are receiving. If there is no proper fit, if there is no match, then kindly don't waste your time with that airdrop, basically. Yeah, so just before I wrap this up, I want to mention this. It's easy for us to be. It's only financial products that we're treated out for. But I love the fact that the veteran made mention of a marketplace. We, yeah, she made, and someone else made mention of the MetaMask wallet. MetaMask wallet is still somehow finance based because it's a wallet. A wallet is something you use to keep money, right? See other use cases of the Web3 technology, right? There is this oh, there's this company, is it Tribe? Something Tribe, or I can't remember, e-commerce platform where you can buy and sell products on the blockchain. Like it's built on the blockchain. And then for health, we have medical chain, we have so check out these platforms online. For real estate, we know about Passo, right? And then there's Tope. We have streaming platforms, we have movie streaming platforms. You can use um, the blockchain for these products. So if you're building products around within these industries, it's an avenue to explore. We have social media, audios and theater. We have production and manufacturing. There is a Vinco, it's a winery company. It produces wine and it uses like the blockchain to, authenticate that okay, this particular wine is from this company. This is the year it was produced. This is where the grapes were sourced from, and all of this information. You get it. And then there's Nike, a fashion brand. There's Louis Vuitton also using it to authenticate their product. So you buy a Louis Vuitton product and you want to be sure that this one is actually you get details of the product. Then there are cross-border payment platforms like Yellow Card, and then PayPal is joining in. There is the PayPal USD currently. So PayPal is trying to expand payments from Web 2, and then they are entering into Web 3. And so they are providing us an available alternative to sending and receiving money. So you can now, as against receiving USD from a paper wallet that will take maybe 24 hours or 2 days or 3 days, you can easily get the PayPal USD sent to you in a couple of seconds, right? Then we have the humanitarian aid in Nigeria here. Convexity is building chats. Chat is a platform where um, you can gift people. If you, I mean, I'm not talking of just general gifting. They are these less privileged, you know, you want to help the needy, you want to help the poor. If you go on chat, you are able to note the person or the community you are gifting, you're helping. So the money is leaving you and going to them. Chat created a platform where you can gift directly to the person who you want to give it to, not giving it to NGOs and then hoping that NGOs will be faithful enough to do their, to do what they promised they were going to do, right? So they took away all of those intermediaries and gave a platform where you can give directly to who you want to give to. So before I leave you, I want to shed a bit light on payment platforms, what Yellow Card does. But before we go there, how to build Web3 products on the blockchain. These are a few steps. You can get the slides and go through it. There's also a link I provided if you want to go in depth and check exactly how to, progress from this. There's a very detailed article I saw online, so I attached the link to it. So you can go through that if you're interested in building on the web, building products in the Web3 space. Yes, so here is where I want to wrap up, introducing you to Yellow Card. Before I continue, I'd like to say that Yellow Card is going to be gifting 10 persons. 10 persons, so it's not one, it's not two, 10 persons, 2 USDT. If you use a link I'll provide to you on this call this evening, if you use that link to download, to create an account, register it, transact with your first $5, and you just, download the app, you're going to be getting $2 from Yellow Card. I mean, if this is good news, give me like I'm gonna be giving you $2. All right, so let me introduce you to Yellow Card. Yellow Card is the payment solution that enables cross-border movement of funds across 20 African countries. It is not the only one, but it is the first licensed stablecoin on-ramp and off-ramp company in Africa. So you see this fight cryptocurrency exchanges are having with the federal government. Yellow Card have done their due diligence. So who can use the Yellow Card app? As one of the pioneering Web3 brands in Africa, helping to make the everyday use of Web3 products seamless, Yellow Card is positioned to serve a wide range of individuals. And we're going to be stating that number one, we have freelancers. Are you a freelancer? I mean, searching for clients and applying to your landing gigs. Maybe like a bunch of assholes, right? Not just a single one, but bunch of assholes. For receiving payment shouldn't be. So Yellow Card is here to help you receive payments from clients in many parts of Africa for free. So you work for people in Canada, in Rwanda, you work for people in Kenya, you work for people in Ghana, in Cameroon, in South Africa, in many payments without stress. Without stress. What about outside Africa? Yes, outside Africa, we're also there. How? We have what we call the PayPal USD enabled on the platform. So if anybody has the Venmo app, if anybody has the PayPal app in USA, in Canada, in UK, they are able to easily send you the PayPal USD in a matter of minutes, and you receive your money as easily as possible without stress. Again, without stress. Number two, crypto enthusiasts. Yellow Card easy to use interface makes it so easy to buy your first cryptocurrency. Also, if you want to experience crypto trading without exposure to extreme future trading risk, Yellow Card is your guy. I mean, it's so easy that someone who has never, ever, ever opened a crypto wallet will be able to use the Yellow Card app, you know. So Yellow Card is that go-to app for you. If you're a newbie in the crypto space and you want to get your feet wet in crypto and you don't want to expose yourself to the risk of futures trading. Futures trading can be very risky, right? On Yellow Card, all we do is spot trading. Spot trading can be equated to conversion of currency. So I have Naira and you want to change, you want to get I have Naira and you have USDT and you want my Naira, I want your USDT. It's a swap, right? That's what spot trading is. You just convert your currency from one currency to the other. Yellow Card is your go-to guide for any newbie that wants to get started with crypto. Number three, we have crypto OTC traders. With the shutdown being experienced by most of the big crypto exchanges, pioneered by government regulations and all, you want to use Yellow Card, licensed exchange to purchase crypto before sending to any of these large centralized exchanges for your choice of trading. So maybe you're interested in futures trading. You know, you have done your training, you know what you're doing in the market, and you're ready for more risk, right? Yellow Card is that platform that can help you on-ramp your Naira, exchange it for USDT, and then send to a bigger exchange where you want to, do your futures trading. And then who can use the Yellow Card app? Number four, fintech founders. What do we do for fintech founders? We provide both API and widget integration services for your fintech and will gladly be the gateway through which your fintech on ramps and off ramps, fiat and stables across the African continent. If you fall into any of the above categories, or you simply want to use a look at to send money to your friend, maybe you have a friend that is schooling in South Africa, you want to test their life, or your friend in Ghana wants to bless your life, they can easily send you money or you send them money with the Yellow Card app. And the best part is it's at zero cost. They send you money at no charge. You send them money at no charge. Yellow Card is just, oh my God, just where you want to be with your crypto trading. And then finally, Yellow Card boasts of highly competitive exchange rates. And we are simply here to serve you. We are simply here to serve you. So yes, if you have a question for me, I have come to the end of my presentation. Please ask me your questions. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for the opportunity, lead. I'm Eden, and I'm the co-lead for ATC Africa. Thank you so much, Chioma, for that wonderful presentation. So I will just um, read the questions that we have here at the chat section. First, I got the question, or we got the question that can David Test said, can my boomer parents use Meta Max? Yeah, can my boomer parents use MetaMax? Well, I think we'll just have to pass that question. Okay, so I will just go to the next. Say, please, as a front-end developer, how can I specifically utilize the use of Web3 technologies? Basically, how to maximize working with it. Yeah, that's the question.
Okay, so the first one says, can my parents use MetaMask? It's both yes and a no, depending on how tech savvy your parents are. If they are interested in, improving their knowledge of technology and growing with technology, because of course we know technology changes or evolves. So if they are evolving with technology, they can, of course. And that is not to say that basically it's a yes and no. If you're not evolving with technology, please let them stay out of it because you can lose life. Is it life saving money or lifetime money doing crypto? So let them stay away from MetaMask. A milder option could be the yellow card app, which again I am going to emphasize the simplicity of the user interface, which allows you to basically understand almost everything you see on your screen. And sorry, can you reiterate the second question?
Okay, so the second question was asked by Enoch, and he said, please, as a front-end developer, how can I specifically utilize the use of Web3 technologies? Basically, how to maximize working with it as a front-end developer.
Okay, so now that also depends on how good you are. Yeah. So if you're still at that stage where you're still trying to find your feet, maybe you basically just have um, acquired the knowledge of how to develop products or you're able to build stuff, you know, it's expedient that you find somewhere you can intern and then grow with senior devs. But if you are at that point where you're already senior and all you're interested in doing is building something, and of course you want to find out first what you want to do, the product you want to build, and then how to go from there. I think I covered that in the slide. I don't know. Can you move up to it to show how to build? You can go through that step to find out how to build and all of the shaban. Yes,
Okay,
this is it. You just passed it now.
okay. Enoch, I hope Chioma answered that question. And lastly, Ima asks, is Yellow Card a crypto wallet?
Yes, Yellow Card is a crypto wallet.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Yoma, for providing great insights to the questions that we asked. All right, over to you, lead.
Perfect. And I used to always say this, right? Like, thank you so much for this question because um, I feel like it's something a lot of people are not able to relate with. Um, I used to say this a lot. You don't need to change your field. You don't need to change your profession because you want to migrate into the Web3 space. For instance, um, I have a friend who is a legal practitioner, and she wanted to be in the Web3 space. I told her, you don't need to leave your legal profession. All you need to do is find out its use case in the Web3 space and then fix yourself there. Learn the basics of Web3 and find out how your profession can benefit the Web3 space and fix yourself there. So you find out that lawyers can be um, um, experts in issues that have to do with maybe representing Web3 companies in um, any litigation cases. If you're, say, a digital marketer, you find out how to sell Web3 products and become a digital marketer in the Web3 space. If you're a developer, let's say your programming languages are Java, C++, is it C++ plus or C++, plus plus, C Sharp, and the rest of it. What are the programming languages in the Web3 space? We have Rust, we have Solidity. Learn these things and then make yourself a programmer in the Web3 space, right? If you're a TV presenter, hello, we need presenters too to read news, read crypto news, and all of this shabam. So basically, it's for me, it's finding how my Web2 skills can be applied in the Web3 space, and then acquiring knowledge that will help me apply the skills that I have in this space. I don't know if that answers your question. Okay, so honestly, the Web3 space is crazy right now. I wouldn't even lie. Trying to get information is, it feels like information is just everywhere and you're not able to, basically pick what you need. If you're a complete beginner, I'll advise that you carefully tell yourself, like have a discussion with yourself, identify what your strengths are, what you want to do as a profession, what you want to be known for. I think that's a better way to put it. What you want to be known for, what you're proud of. Because I know a lot of people are doing community mods, what is it, Sheilas, blah, blah, some of those. It of course it pays, but I don't think people really want to be known professionally as Sheilas, right? Or maybe it's just me. I don't think I like to be known as Sheila, or I like to be known as just community node, right? So what are the things that you want to be known for? You go and start learning or building yourself with the body of knowledge in that particular field. And there are a lot of places to go, right? There are a lot of places to go. There are some